This is the latest IQOO smartphone under 50,000 rupees. Coming in at 44,999, the IQOO 15R gets Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 chip, 144Hz display, dual rear cameras, a 7600 mAh battery and a 100-watt USB-C to C charger in the box. Looks swanky on paper, but do all of these specs translate equally good to the real world? You will find out in this detailed review. Now, I mentioned my road trip with this phone in my first impressions video, and that's going to be the base for this review too. This raises eyebrows. It is a clean design and the boxes give it the necessary highlight. In-hand feeling is also good since the back is glass and the sides are metal, and the volume buttons are also fairly well placed for my hand. Also, one-hand usage is really comfortable. I was using this phone without a case for the first couple of days and it hasn't picked up any scratches so far. At the front, this gets a smooth and responsive 1.5K AMOLED panel. I've spent a little over a week with this phone and the display has been clearly visible in nearly every condition. Traveling under direct sunlight, before bed in low light, it is clearly visible and the colors also remain punchy. Contrast has been spot on too most of the time, and there's MEMC support, which in my testing made noticeable difference to some of the Netflix content I have already watched. Now the 144Hz refresh also means it is future ready, and the speakers are also fairly loud with minimal detail loss. Coming to the cameras now, this one gets a 50 plus 8 megapixel dual rear setup and a 32 megapixel selfie shooter. Results from the main lens are crisp and detailed, minimal detail loss while zooming in. Buildings and textures are retained well with ample detail. I could see the stabilization at work while shooting the video from the IQOO 15R, and the results also came out really stable. Ultra wide also gets you some very detailed images and the colors are also at par with the main lens. However, there's noticeable warping, especially if you're too close to the subject. Videos are not as stable, and there's also no 4K support, so I missed jumping between lenses during shooting a 4K video. Lastly, the selfie camera is good, but the results look overcorrected at times. For instance, the color of the sky has been overcorrected in some of the pictures compared to the real deal, but I like the choice of focal lengths and portrait bokeh options. Spec-wise, the IQOO 15R's Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 chip brings flagship performance to the table. There's a vapor chamber to accompany it, and it worked well in my testing. BGMI max graphics and a demanding game like Sky also ran well. Multitasking feels smooth, there aren't many hiccups, and the UI is also mostly clean with some removable bloatware. There are plenty of shortcuts and accessibility features, and the IQOO 15R is also getting 4 plus 6 years of software updates, which makes it pretty future ready, which is a good thing. Another good thing is the battery. IQOO claims this is India's slimmest 7600 mAh phone. 2% to 50% is doable under 30 minutes, and switch to high-speed mode and 100% charge is achieved under 45 minutes. At a full charge, I've used this from 11 am to 11:30 pm only to be left with 15%. It can take heavy usage, and there are features like bypass charging to safeguard the battery, which is good. Connectivity includes Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 6, which is also future ready, but I have really missed an eSIM option on this phone. On that note, it is verdict time, and in our testing, the IQOO 15R has proven to be a well-spec'd phone that is also optimized to use those specs equally well. The battery gives a full day of backup, the chip also keeps up with multitasking and gaming alike, and Origin OS experience is also pretty smooth, albeit with some bloatware. However, from your reaction to our first look video, I think many of you think that this is overpriced at this point. There's also an issue of no 4K recording from the ultra-wide. It is also directly competing with the OnePlus 15R in this segment, which we have also reviewed, so let us know if you'd like to see that comparison. My name is Manik Beri, you're watching Gadgets 360, and I'll catch you in the next one.